happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. You guys can probably already tell that it is going down. Just by that title alone, you guys are definitely gonna want to check this one out. So we got disaster striking on the set of ABC's The View. We got old Joe Biden and his wife Jill join the set. You know it wouldn't be Joe if he didn't have a slip up, guys. I'm excited to get this one, see what's going on there. So we're not straight into it. All I ask that you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Without further ado, let's get straight into it, folks. Check this one out.
Mr. Biden, you have officially been a private citizen for 109 days.
Wow.
What was the first thing you did as a private citizen that you weren't allowed to do as First Lady? And just how is it going?
It's going really well. And the first thing, I don't know. I'm shopping in the supermarket a little bit more than I was.
Yeah.
So, and we've taken the train. We never could take the train before.
Yeah.
In the last couple days, I've been on a lot of airplanes. So I've been in LA and New York and DC. So, so doing a lot of traveling.
But you still have Secret Service. That's the benefit.
Yeah.
But it also means you're not. Anyway.
Can't be too out there.
Yeah.
Mr. President, since you left office, there have been a number of books that have come out, deeply sourced from Democratic sources, that claim in your final year there was a dramatic decline in your cognitive abilities. In the final year of your presidency, what is your response to these allegations, or are these sources wrong?
They are wrong. There's nothing to sustain that. Number one. Number two, you know, think of what we were left with. We were left with a circumstance where we had an insurrection when I started.
What?
Not since the Civil War. We had a circumstance where we were in.
Wait a minute. What did he just say?
We had an insurrection when I started. Not since the Civil War. We had a circumstance where
I'm so already off top. Joe Biden, he's just showing that he slipped. I mean, what she asked him about his decline, he speaks about. We had did this guy just mix up the beginning of his presidency with the end, saying that the insurrection was the reason for his mental decline? Joe Biden. Oh my, look at Jill's face. That says it all. He definitely just said something dumb. Look at Jill's face. I didn't even notice at first, but she's like, oh my gosh, we rehearsed this, Joe. How many times do we have to go over it? You still mess it up. Oh my, this is gonna be good. This is a treat, guys. Hold on, I'm gonna let it play.
Not since the Civil War. We had a circumstance where we were in a position that the pandemic, because of the incompetence of the last outfit, end up over 1 million people dying. And we're also in a situation where we found ourselves unable to deal with a lot of just basic issues, and which I won't go into in interest of time. And so we went to work, and we got it done. And you know, one of the things that and
Alyssa, you know, one of the things.
He just stopped talking mid-sentence. He said, oh, well, I'm talking. He's using so many excuses right here. He's saying he doesn't want to go into details. He said he couldn't address basic issues during or under his administration. I am so confused. Joe, they were asking you to clear the air. Defend yourself. You're not defending yourself whatsoever. You're just speaking to the point that everyone was making. This guy was slipping, unable to perform the basic duties of his office. Oh my. And then he stops it all. He's about to start rambling on. And he says, oh, well, I think I've talked too long. He could tell by Jill's face. He needed a what is it called? Substitution. Tap her radio. It's over. Oh my.
Things that and
Alyssa, you know, one of the things I think is that the people who wrote those books were not in the White House with us. And they didn't see how hard Joe worked every single day. I mean, he'd get up, he'd put in a full day, and then at night I'd be in bed, you know, reading my book, and he was still on the phone reading his briefings. Working with staff. I mean, it was nonstop. It's the White House, being president is not like a job. It's a lifestyle. It's a life that you live. You live it 24 hours a day. That phone can ring at 11 o'clock at night or 2 in the morning. It's constant. You never leave it. And Joe worked really hard. I think he was a great president. And if you look at things today,
I don't know if it's just me, guys, but it seems like Jill is more familiar with the role of being president than this guy Joe is. Was she the one running it after all? This is what it seems. She has it so detailed back to back to back, saying it was a 24-hour job. It's not hard to cover double as a president while making sure that your husband looks like he's also running it. Oh my. I think Jill just said the quiet part out loud.
and if you look at things today, if you look at things today, give me Joe Biden anytime.
That's worth the invitation to come to the show.
And Mr. President, just to follow up on this, some of the reporting is that people like the former president you served under, Barack Obama, George Clooney, a longtime supporter of yours, major Democratic donor, Chuck Schumer, your dear friend Nancy Pelosi, also had expressed concerns about your ability to do the job for 4 more years. Can I ask what your relationship is with President Obama and how you address those concerns that they raised?
Well, look, I think that the only reason I got out of the race was because I didn't want to have a divided Democratic Party. It was a simple proposition. And so that's why I got out of the race. I thought it was better to put the country ahead of my interest, my personal interest. I'm not being facetious. I'm being deadly earnest about that.
Yeah, we know.
And I think that, we still, but put it this way, I had 6 more months. I did a pretty good job in 6 months.
Yeah.
As the current president.
What did you do?
I was doing the G20 in Brazil in November. I was meeting with Xi. There's nothing that changed in terms of my work ethic or the success we had with foreign policy or domestic policy. But look, I understand, and the last thing we needed was for me to, and by the way, it's not illegitimate to say, look, I know he only looks like he's 40, but at the end of that term, he'd be 86 years old. I get it. I understand the concern. I really do. But the point of the matter is that I would offer specific evidence, if we had time, exactly what I got done when I was supposedly lost my cognitive capability. And secondly, what we did after we got out of the race. I said when I got out of the race, I was still going to be president.
Yeah.
I think I did a pretty damn good job the last 6 months.
So, yeah.
And right there, I'm so happy we dodged a bullet with this guy, Joe. Dodged a bullet with Kamala, but just you can see it straight through it. I mean, she asked him a question about being tossed aside, thrown underneath the bus by the constituents of the Democratic Party. Barack Obama, Chuck Schumer, Hillary Clinton, the Clintons and the Pelosi's. And now he's speaking about his last 6 months, saying, I didn't do too bad. I was all right. I only vacationed 5 out of the 6 months. I did a couple visits. I mean, we've seen the state, the ability. Joe, it was a lack thereof. You didn't have it with you. And even the folks in your party were saying it. And I feel like there's still some type of bad blood there, because you notice how Joe, he doesn't even want to comment on the fact that all his constituents just threw him underneath the bus, fed him to the wolves. Oh my, this is worse than what I thought. I don't understand. Where's his aides? Where's his advisors? Does this guy not have a PR team? What, Jill, you let him get up here and look this bad? Oh my god, I'm scared to even press play. I don't know. It can only get worse from here.
So, what freaked everybody out was that debate.
Yep.
It wasn't a great night. It was a bad night.
Terrible night.
And everybody lost their mind.
Yep.
Because, of course, no one has ever had a bad night when they were. Right. Nobody tries to have a bad night. Sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
So this is what started.
Yep.
Both sides with this, he can't do this, this needs to stop. Why do you think that caught fire? Why do you
Well-
think people bought into it, especially the Democrats?
Well, first of all, we still were winning primaries. We were still doing everything. The Democratic Party at large didn't buy into it, but the Democratic leadership and some of the very significant contributors did. Even though we raised enormous, like when I left the race, Kamala had hundreds of millions of dollars. She had the best organized campaign. Every state was organized, et cetera. But you know, what happens?
Was that a jab at Kamala Harris right there, saying, "Hey, Kamala Harris had hundreds of millions of dollars, yet she still bankrupted the campaign and lost the race in landslide fashion. I could have done better," is what I just heard from Joe Biden. Wait a minute. He may still be with it. To throw that kind of jab out there, I don't know, you guys.
Is that it took on a life of, and I had a very. I'm going to say something outrageous. I've not lost many debates in my life. I've been pretty good at doing that. I was sick. I was no excuse, but I was not.
It's an explanation.
It was not, and I had a bad night.
Yeah.
And I had anyway. I'm not going.
Did you immediately know you had had a bad night?
Yeah, I did. But even after that, the polls just showed me down by 2 points.
And Hannah, Joe came on. I went onto the stage.
Look how quick Jill hops in there. She knew that was about to be another slow-moving car crash. Why did she hop in? Joe was about to say something that he should not have said. You could tell he was getting ready. He said, "I was only down 2 points after that. I could have still won that race. I could have done a heck of a lot better than Kamala Harris," I believe was his next line.
Did you immediately know you had had a bad night?
Yeah, I did. But even after that, the polls just showed me down by 2 points.
And Hannah, Joe came on. I went onto the stage after the debate. I mean, we all saw it. It was terrible. And so Joe looked at me and he said, I'll use screwed up. He said, he didn't say that. And I said, yeah.
We all know Joe Biden. We know what he said.
And I said, yeah, you did, Joe. But we have hundreds of people waiting for us. Put your shoulders back. Walk out there. Be who you are. And we were not going to let 90 minutes of a debate define his presidency and all those years of service.
Well, Dr. Biden, I do want to ask you, naturally, you are your husband's fiercest advocate and a close advisor. And it's been reported that you created a sort of cocoon around him and kind of limited his interactions with the media and others. Do you think you could have been too close to the situation to objectively gauge whether he could handle a full 4 more years?
I was with Joe day and night. I saw him more than any other person. I woke up with him. I went to bed at night with him. So I saw him all throughout the day, and I did not create a cocoon around him. I mean, you saw him in the Oval Office. You saw him making speeches. He wasn't hiding somewhere. I didn't have him, sequestered in some place. I mean, that's ridiculous.
I wish she had. Oh my god. And I'm just gonna be real with you. Yes, you did. Yes, you did, Joe. The exact same thing that you're saying you didn't do, you did. Joe Biden was off in La La Land, Fantasy Island, for almost the majority of his presidency, and you're saying you didn't have him shelled away from the media. Oh, he did. He didn't take many reports, and definitely not from the Oval Office like we've seen Donald Trump do. He's having press gaggles after press gaggles, interviews. He's having foreign leaders come and meeting at the White House. The White House, it's high traffic at this point. And Joe Biden could not do that. It was all Jill. Keeping him, shielding him from the media. Oh my goodness. And they're trying to play it off like that didn't happen. Like we don't know. We seen all it. We lived through it. We were stressing. We're like, who is in charge of this country right now? We don't know. Do we have a leader? Is Joe Biden? All right. At one point, we thought he had passed on. I mean, give me a break. Hold up, guys. Let's finish it off. I'll save my thoughts till the end.
Not create a cocoon around him. I mean, you saw him in the Oval Office. You saw him making speeches. He wasn't hiding somewhere. I didn't have him, sequestered in some place. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Was that hurtful to you when they were describing you as Lady Macbeth and all of
Yes,
those?
it was very hurtful. It was very hurtful, especially from some of our so-called friends.
Yeah.
Yo, there we have it, guys. Oh my goodness. I think that line there at the end by Miss Jill Biden says it all. Some of her so-called friends and their nasty remarks and comments. Sounds like it hit home and they're still not over. That still stings. The jabs they took along that campaign trail, her husband getting tossed aside, thrown underneath the bus, fed to the wolves, whatever you want to call it, to put Kamala Harris in that place. I actually do think that both of them, Jill Biden, and she's got Joe's head hyped up to believe that he was ready for another 4-year term. Oh my. And just by this little, 10-minute, 8-minute video, I've seen enough. All I needed to see, we were doomed. I'm gonna tell you right now, our country was doomed. This guy is the leader of the free world for another 4 years. Oh my, we were about to be the laughing stock of the entire world. This guy is not a leader. This is not who, this guy needs to go and sit and be on soft meals and on a vacation. He does not need to be trying to run our country. I mean, if you put him and Donald Trump side by side in comparison, be real with yourselves. Be real with yourselves. Let's who's really got it, who's still with it and who's not. You can already tell, and most folks that are not biased, even folks that were biased, the Democratic Party, their constituents were saying, hey, I love you, Joe, you're near and dear. Even his former president, when he was vice president, Barack Obama, said, hey man, you were a has-been, and once upon a time you were that guy. Right now, you are not that guy. I got someone that could solve your problems though, and they threw in front of him Kamala Harris. He said, oh my goodness, this is arguably worse. But they had to run with it because she was a lot younger and it was a lot more believable. Y'all hop in that comment section. This was like one of those, this was resemblant of a parent-teacher conference wherein the kids getting a bad note. The way Joe Biden, just his gestures, his mannerisms during that entire thing, it looked like he was getting in trouble when he got home. But guys, hop in the comment section. Comments are open. I'm excited to hear what you guys are thinking on this one. Also, make sure you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy more content like this, catch you guys on the next one. We